welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming over and watching another homeschool video here on Full Purpose and Heart. So today's video, I want to share with you what technology I have in my homeschool and how I use it in our homeschool day. I know that screen time is a big conversation on the homeschooling front, on the world front, really, all parents trying to raise kids in a technology-driven world. So I just want to chat with you about some things, programs, and the actual tools that I am putting into my classroom and things that we don't have in our classroom, just so that I can keep things the way that I want them. So anyway, if you are wanting to have some ideas or just have a conversation with me about technology, then let me first talk to you about our tools, what actually I have in our classroom. So I am fortunate that when we had this home built 2 years ago now, I can't believe it's been 2 years, I had this room made specifically for our homeschool room. And that was just the blessing of customization. And in doing so, I'm able to keep all of the things that are homeschool related inside our schoolroom. And when it comes to technology, it's going to include 3 computers. So I have one here behind me. This is our desktop computer. And then I also have a laptop computer that is kind of the same size. And then we have a very small Chromebook. And so those are our 3 computers. And the reason that we have it the way that it is I got the Chromebook when we were doing our big road trip tour. If you were following me in that stage of our life, we packed up our belongings and sold our house, and we toured the country for about 5 months. And so our school was road schooling, and we had a very small Chromebook to help us do that. Then this last year, or 2 years, I guess it's been now, when we got this classroom set up, I purchased the large computer and a larger laptop that I could take with us and be mobile. As we've kind of gone through the school year, the mobility factor hasn't really been something that I've needed. So I'd say that just to encourage you to consider, well, what spaces are you using? Are you traveling to? Maybe you're going to a co-op, or you're doing a lot of outside school that you are going to want to show your presentations or whatever on a mobile computer. Then the laptop would be beneficial. But we've had this for 2 years, and interestingly enough, my kids fight over who's going to get the big desktop computer versus the laptop. Now, our laptop is a good size. Okay, I'll show you, fine. It's a big Dell, right? But the kids prefer the desktop. So anyway, so we have 3 computers. The second tool that I have is our television. You can see it right here. And I use this almost every single day. And when I told my husband I was putting a TV in the schoolroom, I think he probably was like, really? I think he's learned not to question me too much, but it definitely was not something that he thought we were going to invest in and put into the schoolroom. Now, the computers, my third party, whatever people will buy. If you, I use a company called Harmony. I don't know if it's a company or a school district, whatever it is, called Harmony. I know there's My Tech High. Anyway, those types of third party people that will supplement your homeschool and give you funds that you can spend in your school. The computers, they will spend, but a TV monitor, they will not pay for. So just keep that in mind. But I did get the TV monitor because I will stream our YouTube videos, or sometimes I'll have a PowerPoint that I'll just scroll through the slides. And I always do it off of my phone because I always have my phone with me, and my phone is super versatile, and it's easy to just do it that way. And I can type in with my thumbs, on my phone, the video that I'm looking for or what have you. Anyway, but I will throw it up onto our TV, and it's a really big screen and everyone can see it. If we're doing some kind of art study, or if we're looking at, in our history unit right now, we were looking at political cartoons and how those kind of spurred we're doing the Revolutionary War. So how did the Boston Massacre, and did that spur the war? And the Join or Die one, how did that kind of feed into the mentality? So it's really kind of a nice tool or piece of technology to have in the school that I would really recommend. So if you don't have a homeschool room, it's even better for you because you can easily just use your family television and be able to cast up whatever you have if you have a smart TV, of course, which I don't even know if they sell TVs that aren't smart TVs, right? So anyway, that's been a huge blessing for us. And then the last tool that we have is Kindle Fires. They're like iPads, I guess, but they're made by Kindles. And my kids have those. Now, when we first got them, I got them because programs like ABCMouse and Adventures Academy, which is by the ABCMouse company, I could use those on those devices. But since then, we've kind of steered away from that, and my kids use them more for just like playtime. But I did initially purchase them for the classroom, so that's why I mentioned them, because I could stream those, the ABCMouse program from it. And especially when we were like traveling or doing road school, it's nice to be able to have that to have the kids do. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a couple of seconds about how I use technology to do kind of a rotating system with each of my kids. So I'll get to that here in just a second. Okay, so that's part one. Part two of the video, I want to share with you some of the tools that I use my technology for. So we do every year, I'm going to look for programs that are digital or online programs. And if you scroll through my channel, you may see I've tried a lot of things, and I always try to share my reviews of them when I try it out. I have even had companies reach out to me and ask me to try their products just to kind of see if it's something that works for my family. I will always share those reviews with you here. So if you've seen those come through, then you know that I do always try to find some kind of online learning environment for my kids. And the reason is because I have 3 kids, and I know that you may have 5 kids or 8 kids. Like, having multiple children in homeschool makes it difficult to give the time to one student over any particular subject. Math especially is one that needs a little bit more one-on-one time. I like to do reading with my kids. I like to spend time with my kids when they're learning their subjects. And my oldest is moving into 6th grade now. I still like to spend time with him. So what I do is I'm going to have 2 kids on their online program, and then my 3rd kid, I will be working with them independently. And then when the timer goes off, usually 20 minutes seems to be about a good number. So like for this last year, for example, we were doing the program called Lexia, and it's an online English program. So I'll put 2 kids on Lexia, and then I'll be able to spend independent time with my 3rd child. When the buzzer goes off and both kids are done, then I will swap and put the 3rd kid on Lexia, and then the one that I was working with, the one that finished, is going to be able to work with me. Now, I also had it planned so that I had one kid that had 2 programs online. My oldest did teaching textbooks, so it worked out that I could do that. I'm going to actually do a full video about how I rotate my kids, because I know that especially for those of you who are just getting into teaching multiples in your school, it can be very intimidating to try to figure out how do I juggle all of the things, because it's too much for this child, but not enough for that child. So let me just share with you what my strategy is. And of course, listen to all of the other homeschool mamas and then mesh everything together to make something work for you. Okay, I think I got distracted, but tools that I use. Number 1, Lexia is an online learning program that we have used, and I really like it. I do have an opinion about it. I think it moves a little bit fast, and it kind of like does an overview of the things. For example, my daughter started and she was in 1st grade, so she tested right into 1st grade, and it was great. But she just finished at the beginning of like 4th grade level work, and so we were using it a lot. But that is all to say that in 20 minutes a day to complete for up to 4th grade level work, I'm just not sure how deep this program was going to ensure mastery or to ensure repetition. So I started loving it, but now just the way that I was using it in my school, I'm not sure if it was really a great program. Teaching textbooks is another online program that we use. This is a math program that starts in 3rd grade going up, and I have heard about it before. I kind of hesitated jumping into it, and then I decided to give it a try, and I am so grateful I did, because it changed our 5th grade year. It was really, really good. Currently we are, okay, that's another subject for another movie, but yes to teaching textbooks. It's a great place that you can go to have your kids sit and do independent work while you work with another child. I talked about ABCMouse and Adventures Academy. So ABCMouse is the junior version. You may be familiar with that. Maybe the lesser known version is Adventures Academy, which is for the older kids, like, I don't know, first, second, third, fourth, whatever, grades and up, elementary levels. And I am of the same opinion that you probably are, where it's like, man, it's very gamified. It's very distracting. It's not, I mean, you can keep your younger kids on the learning path, which is better than just, letting them play with their hamster for a ton of time, or like decorate their classroom or bedroom or whatever it is. And Adventures Academy is the same. It is a little bit gamified. They could be running around their neighborhood. There are other people that they can interact with. Although there are parental controls so that those conversations are like nothing essentially. But anyway, you can take it or leave it. But I do have subscriptions to both of these programs because there are times when one child has completed their work and I'm not ready for them yet. And I can put them on Adventures Academy or ABCMouse, depending on their age, and tell them, do a learning path, like stay on your learning path for the younger one, or go do a science lesson, like go to the academy and find a science lesson. And they kind of like, they know the program better than I do, but I can recognize just by looking at the screen, like, where are you? Can you go back to what you should be doing? So, not ideal, but they work. Another one that is an English program. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. We tried it for a second. I'll see if I can remember it. Maybe I'll have to talk about it in the description box. So check the description box below. I'll put links to these things that I'm talking about so you can go and check them out if you would like. So anyway, that's kind of the technology that I use and why I choose to use it. Beyond that, I really am, especially now that I'm moving into our next school year with my schedule different than it was here in this current school year. I'm going to be moving away from the dependency on technology. And I know that there are those YouTube families who I have followed, and as their kids get older, they tend to move away from direct instruction and move more into virtual instruction, just because the age gets a little bit more challenging. But I'm really going to lean into my experience. I started my teaching career in middle school. I taught 7th and 8th graders, and so I'm going to try not to be intimidated by the content and actually be a little bit more intentional about direct instruction versus technology and virtual learning. But that being said, I do absolutely believe that there is a place for technology in your classroom, especially as a mom teaching multiples, because you can use technology to your benefit to try and help aid in the instruction. And if you can get an entire subject area to be practiced online, then you can touch on it as the parent during your one-on-one time, instead of feeling like you have to start from the beginning and cover everything. Likewise, I also think that there's a huge benefit to showing YouTube movies. I talked about that videos. I talked about that up here. There are some phenomenal creators out there. If you don't know Homeschool Pop, they are a YouTube channel that has content for tons of different things, short clips of videos that just kind of make it fun and interactive. And that, of course, we watch National Geographic all the time. Anytime you have a subject, you just type it in and then put 4 kids, and, billions of options will pop up. Do a quick watch. I always encourage, please just do a quick watch before you show your kids, so that you know that the content of that lesson of that video is what you want to be showing your families. Anyway, so that's just the content of the video today. I just wanted to share with you what we are doing for technology, and hopefully it will be something that would be helpful for you. Maybe it's an idea of something that you haven't done before. And again, check the description box below. I did get a little bit chatty as a review on some of those online tools. So if you would like a review video, it would be significantly longer, I'm sure, but sometimes it's nice to know what you're getting yourself into. NightKeeper. That was the name of the other one that I was trying to talk about. It's and they advertise themselves as a writing program that you can find online, but it's super gamified. So just be aware of that. But it's called the Zoo NightKeeper, I think is what it's called. So anyway, if you want a review of the programs that we have used, then I can put some thought into it and actually write down all the ones that we've done and put it all into one concise video. Throw that down in the description box below, or catch me over on Instagram and send me a DM. I'm over on Instagram a lot more than in my comment section here on YouTube. But and then you can just say, hey, Kaylin, I would love to know your review of some technology programs and what I can include in my family. So anyway, thanks again for watching another video and supporting my channel here. I love having you around because I love talking about homeschool. So if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to follow along if you're interested to know what we're doing on our side of the mountain. Have a great day, guys.